Hi friends and welcome back. People on the internet love telling everybody if you buy a real estate, the real estate is the ultimate passive income. You buy a house, you rent it out, and suddenly you're earning millions of dollars while laying on the beach somewhere else. But actually, if you ask people who actually own real estate, you know that they are not even close to that. Today, I want to break down why real estate is not passive income, not even remotely, and why people who believe that are usually the ones that never owned a house in their life. But before we actually dive in, subscribe to the channel and give this video a like so you don't miss out on other videos about productivity, finance, personal finance, real estate, and so much more. Thanks for that, and now let's dive in. The myth versus reality. When people imagine real estate as passive income, they imagine the final phase. Rent comes in every month and you have to do nothing. But that's not how a life cycle of a real estate property works. And this is where the illusion really begins. In real life, every real estate has three phases. The one before you rent it out, while you rent it out, and when you eventually want to get rid of it. And all three phases require more work, more time and stress, and more patience than all these people could think of. Meanwhile, passive income in the stock market actually is passive. You click, buy and hold, you click and sell. It's almost boring to what you have to do when you invest into real estate. Real estate is nothing but boring. The work before you even see a tenant. No one ever talks about the work you have to put into real estate before you even see $1. For those of you who haven't tried real estate investments, you don't buy a real estate property and immediately start collecting money. You spend weeks of negotiating with banks, filing out paperwork, dealing with appraisers, and trying to understand the contract with all these legal things in Germany, in the US, English law, German law, or anything else. It all feels like you are on another planet. But then, the moment you are finally the owner of the home, you realize, okay, now the real work starts. Because now you are renovating. You're fixing the kitchen, you are choosing flooring, arguing with contractors, checking whether the electrician is done and has it done well, and then you have to find a tenant. You have to deal with real unexpected issues. And then you get a tenant or not. None of that is passive. None of that is sit back and relax. This is sweet equity. It's actually active work disguised as an investment. The passive phase that isn't passive. People think that once the tenant moves in, the property becomes passive. But anyone who owns real estate knows that that's simply not true. Because the moment the tenant moves in, you kind of become a runner of a small business. A business where you are the CEO, the emergency line, the accountant, the repair coordinator, the negotiator, and some kind of a therapist as well. You are answering calls about heating issues in the winter, ventilation issues in the summer. You're coordinating repairs with tradespeople who may or may not show up, and they say it's more expensive. They say they will join and help you, but they don't. You are updating rental agreements, doing annual adjustments, checking payments, and following up with something that doesn't have arrived in time, such as rent. And the real thing is, real estate and the tenant doesn't care if you are on vacation, if you are sick, or if it's Christmas. If a pipe bursts at 2 a.m., you are working at 2 a.m. That's not passive. That's responsibility. The exit phase. And then there is this phase no one is warning you about. The sell. Selling real estate takes time. A lot of it. You clean it up, you make repairs, update documents, find a realtor, schedule times, slots for visitors, negotiations, endless dealing with financial institutions, delays, waiting for approval, signing contracts, wait again and go to the notary, and then wait again. You can't just cash out a property like it's an ETF in your depot. You can't say when the pipe is broken in the 2 a.m. in the morning, I'm just going to sell it tomorrow morning and I'm done. Real estate moves slowly, really slowly, especially if you need it. It's not liquid. And if you want to learn more about liquidity, watch this video above. It will help you with noticing what is real liquidity and why it benefits you. The part that is amazing. Don't get me wrong. Real estate is still one of the best wealth building tools ever created. And the reason has nothing to do with passive income. It has everything to do with leverage, with banks letting you buy a real estate with 200,000 or 500,000 with a relatively small amount of own money. The leverage can multiply your wealth faster than you could think if you're doing it right, with courage and with mind. Real estate can actually make you rich, but it's more work than being passive. Real estate is a business. It's not a hobby and definitely not a buy, hold and sell. It's not buy and forget. It's buy, be active, focus, work and sell. So, what's actually passive? When friends ask me what passive income actually is, I am telling them the truth. Real passive income is boring. It's an index fund, it's automated investments, it's compounding, slowly predictable and effortless. The reason real estate isn't passive is simple. An investment that involves time, humans, buildings, laws, repairs and contracts will need your attention. It's too complex, it's too physical, it's dependent on unpredictable outcomes and moving parts. And that's okay, as long as you understand it's not passive and what you've signed up for. So, here's the real summary. Real estate is an incredible wealth builder, but it's not what you've been described as passive. It will never be passive. It's actual work with passive moments. It's business hidden inside an asset class. It's if you treat it like a real business, it can change your life. But if you expect it to be passive, it will set yourself up for frustration. I'm asking you, do you think real estate is really passive? Leave it in the comments and give this video a like. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other videos about productivity, finance, and so much more. Thanks for that. Watch all my other videos. It will support me really good. Thanks for that and see you in the next one. Cheers.